Here we have the start of our series, Hard Truths About Homesteading, and we're looking at one of our black raspberry plants. The old cane that fruited last year has not been cut out. That's a job that should have been done last year, and the cane should have been burnt this winter. And the brambles that came up new last year were not pruned, and that's a job that should have been done. And the start of our series here, Hard Truths About Homesteading, is you just don't have the time you think you're gonna. A lot of channels kind of present that, you know, you can do all these things, and there's a lot of things you can do homesteading, but it's hard balancing the time. You might overextend yourself, try to do too much. You might be fighting weather or, you know, work or family obligations and not be able to get everything done. So one job we didn't get done was cleaning out the black raspberry patch, pruning out the old cane, trimming up the new cane, and we put it off in the summer. So, well, we'll get to it in the fall, and the fall came and went, and there was other jobs that were more important, getting our garlic in, getting cover crops in the garden, and the black raspberries got put off. And we thought, well, you know, we'll get to it in the winter, and then we just had one of those old-fashioned winters where every other day it snowed, and, you know, it was tough enough keeping up on the snow, let alone trying to get into the black raspberry patch to trim it out. And another job that got put off was this big old elm. Dutch elm disease came through again and killed this big old elm out. It came through this area in the 30s, killed most of the elms, and then it's come through again. So this is one that had escaped it in the 30s, and then it died within the last couple of years. And that was a job that got put off, and we just couldn't get to it. We were hoping to get to it this winter, and one snowy night with a strong wind, the top came out. And of course, this happens a lot. You know, you put off a job and it actually makes more work in the long run. Some of the limbs fell right into our honeyberries. We'll take a look at that. We have such a deer problem that the honeyberries have to be fenced in, and of course the limb fell and it's taken out a good section of the fence. So putting off that job of taking out the tree has made another job of cutting the tree up out of the honeyberries and fixing fence. It's also made another job that we had to do harder, is we had to clean out these black raspberries, and which is now a harder job because there's the elm limbs all in it. So as we're trying to cut up the elm, we're fighting the black raspberries, and it's just all much more difficult. So today's hard truth about homesteading: you won't have nearly the time you think you will, and you'll have to prioritize your jobs, decide which ones have to be done absolutely, which ones can be put off. But keep in mind, just because you plan it one way and think, well, I'll put this off and we'll get to another day, it might not happen. And it might happen that when you go to do the job, there's more work than the first time or when you originally planned to do it, just because something unforeseen happened. Although we're pretty sure that limb was going to fall. So that was foreseen, we couldn't get to it. So today's hard truth: don't nearly have the time you think you will. However, still a great way to live, homesteading, farming, whatever you want to call it. Absolutely spectacular way to live. Hard way to make a living though. All right, thanks for watching.